Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Yes.
Yo, today, man, wow, another loss in hip hop, man. We talking about he may not have been the biggest name, but we talking about Black Rob. We just came off the loss of DMX.
Yes.
And then out of nowhere, like
a week later.
Right then, we found out about Black Rob. Yeah, Black Rob was actually making a video. Well, he was in a video talking about DMX. Mm-hmm. And then we seen how nobody really seen or heard from Black Rob in a while.
In a minute.
Then we found out that that he was sick. And then, man, it just went bad from there. Black Rob, a.k.a. Robert Ross, he was born June 8th, 1968, and he passed away on April 17th, 2021. So, fellas, right off top, when you first heard about, we kind of talked about this in our last intro, when you first heard about Black Rob and him being sick and you seen the videos, couple different videos, what did you think about that?
Well, me, myself, I was wondering where he was at because I haven't heard from him in a minute. But you know what I'm saying? But, I always go, when my playlist or whatever, always references certain songs off this album. You know what I'm saying? But, so when I seen him sick, it was like, damn, like I ain't know Black Rob was sick. But unfortunately, you don't hear about everything with everybody, especially with somebody's health like that. But it was just crazy to see him in that way. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of messed up.
No, man. I hated to see the video. I hated to see Black Rob like that. I mean, I'd rather go off with the last time I seen him. I don't give a fuck if it was 15 years ago. Yeah. But I didn't want to see this, man. Like, the way he was in a hospital and, speaking and being recorded and, like, saying the shit he was saying. And then he's gone. Like, that's not the last memory I want of Black Rob, man. So this shit ain't cool.
It didn't look good. DJ Self put that video out. I don't think he's the one that recorded it, but he the one who put it out. And just the way he was in the hospital, he just looked real frail and sickly. It just wasn't good. He was barely looked like he was barely he was barely in conscience, so he could barely talk. It just looked bad. The last time I seen Black Rob was probably like whenever the Bad Boy reunion concert was, and I seen in Brooklyn. He was there, so that was at least 5 years, if not longer ago. Very sad, man. It was very sad to see him in that state. Then a second video came out and he looked even worse. When he was talking, he just wanted to make sure that people knew that, that he said to put the videos out. It just looked like a bad look, man, for everybody involved. And for hip hop, period, it just looked bad. Styles P talked about it. A couple of people just talked about it. It just didn't look good. It just didn't look good.
I agree.
And then I don't even know if that was a week. Has it been a week later? You find out he passed away. Like, wow, when that news hit, like, what's your thoughts, man?
Oh man, it was like again because we really not fully recovered from X,
right?
And then it was like, damn, Black Rob, and it's like. Just a health wake up, man. But it was sad, man. But I knew that once like he passed, everybody was going to be pointing the finger and yelling this or that, whatever the case may be. But every man is in control of himself or whatever the case may be. But I don't know, man. It just hit it's hitting different, man. Because you lose DMX, then you lose Black Rob, and I think Tez, you put something in your story like. The way they rapped on that song is how they went out or whatever.
Yeah,
like
24 hours to live. 24 hours to live, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, what a coincidence. And
it was flipped, though. Rob went first.
And then X.
But it was back to back.
But it was back to back. But it's crazy, man. We lost two major contributors in hip hop. Well,
no,
Black Rob not as major as DMX.
No, but he was on a major label.
He was on a major label. And he was a factor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well respected.
He had a contribution.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he definitely had a contribution.
When we heard he passed away, I was actually surprised because he got out the hospital. So he got out the hospital, and then he was actually on Instagram after I checked, and he was saying like he was doing better. What's his friend name? Mark Curry. They used to be on Bad Boy too.
Bad Boy, yeah.
He said that they was reaching out. They had a GoFundMe or something for him. He was actually moving. So I guess I don't know if he was in New York or what, but he went to Atlanta They was getting them help. He said Mark Curry said, and he don't have a good relationship with Puff at all. He wrote a
Nah,
book.
he don't fuck with him.
Yeah, but he actually said, I ain't gonna lie, Puff did reach out to Black Rob to see if any way it could help. But he said, it was pretty much kidney failure. Ain't nothing you can do at that point. But I seen Diamond D the other day. Diamond D went to visit Black Rob, and he said he had to check up on him. So I heard Busta Rhymes. I heard even Touré that we had on the podcast, Hove. They said people reached out to see how they could help. But I guess he was just too sick. But it's just crazy because it felt like he was just discharged from the hospital, and then he passed away. It was like, wow.
If you look at pictures that people posted, like, why I can't think of my man's name. Chi Ali.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. Like Black Rob ain't been looking good lately, period.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just one of them things, man. Like, I guess he caught it too late, or, you know what I mean?
Well, they said kidney failure. I'm no expert, but they said kidney failure is something that for a while you can't detect it. And a lot of times by the time they detect it,
too late.
It's like so much damage is already done. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
So, that hard living, nobody, we not, it's a problem in the black community. We don't like to get checked and stuff. So by the time they, determine it, it could be a wrap. But he looked I could tell like a weight
thin,
loss.
yeah.
Like thin. It was a lot of weight loss involved. But very sad, man, to hear that news of Black Rob. Cause I just felt I'm not surprised the way he looked in that video that something happened to him. I'm kind of surprised how quickly it happened. It just seemed like
it was like that.
Bam, it's like that. Like, damn, he
Yeah.
passed away. Like, wow.
It was a good thing, I don't know who everybody that went to see him, but I know that Diamond D went to go see him.
Yeah, Diamond D went to
see him ASAP.
And Diamond D, the video or the picture that Diamond D put up, he looked bad. I mean, he was sitting up, but he looked real sick. So it ain't like he looked good in the video. I'm just thinking he's on his way to recovery or getting better, but it's just like, man, it's tough.
I mean, another thing is, we still ain't over X. Like, X ain't in the ground, and we still got to deal with. I mean, now we got to deal with Black Rob.
Another one.
I mean, and I don't know, man. He contribute. I mean, he wasn't.
I agree.
He wasn't a superstar, but
superstar.
no, he contribute. He did his part. So.
Definitely made a contribution. Black Rob, man. Born Robert Ross. He grew up in East Harlem and began rapping at the ages of 11 and 12. He was inspired by artists he listened to regularly like Spoonie G, Dougie Fresh, and Slick Rick. When he was 22, he joined a rap group. They did not release any music, and he went by the name of Bacardi Rob. He began associating with Bad Boy in the late 90s, appearing on Bad Boy's remix to 112's Come See Me. He was then featured on several Bad Boy releases, including Total's What About Us in 1997, then Faith Evans' Love Like Us in 1998, which most people in hip-hop remember him from. He was on a Puff Daddy and the Family's I Love You Baby song on Puff's No Way Out album. Then he did 24 Hours to Live on Mace's
ran out of ammo, started throwing bombs
on Harlem World album. He also made other appearances. But when did you first hear Black Rob?
I mean, I don't. For some reason, I don't, that come see me joint. I only remember.
Me neither.
I remember Lost Boys, Mr. Cheeks.
Yeah,
I don't remember Black Rob on that.
But know, Black Rob, Bad Boy used to do like 3 remixes of songs. But I feel like maybe I didn't know his voice. I agree with you. I don't remember that like that either. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out.
So
myself.
maybe did No Way Out came out before Harlem World, right?
Yes.
All right, so probably that then.
Yeah, I think I don't remember hearing them personally on no mixtapes, or at least that I can remember.
Yeah.
So I think the I Love You Baby on Puff's No Way Out.
Was that 98?
97.
That's the first time you heard him?
The first time I heard
When
Black
else
Rob.
you hear Black Rob?
That was 1997. When you hear him before that?
I think I heard him on a freestyle or something. It might have been a freestyle.
I personally heard him on.
I heard him on a freestyle before the whole like film dropping his album and everything, but I forgot what it was on.
Well, Puff's album came out way before his album. You know that?
Yeah, I know that. I know that. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but I heard him on a freestyle before that.
Like me and Carl was speaking of that earlier. I mean, when his name was mentioned, but I didn't know who the fuck he was. Black Rob joined the mob, and ain't no replacing
when
him.
Big said
Yeah.
that.
Big said
victory,
that,
victory.
Yeah.
But I didn't know who he was.
That's
at
still
point.
that album.
I didn't know
Like,
who he was.
But
still
that
that
album was out after Mace album, though, right?
No,
it was before Mace.
you gotta think. You said Mace came out what 98?
98.
Yeah.
Puffs came out 97. Life After Death came out early 90s. Well,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I heard him
March.
on the
beginning of
freestyle.
the-
March.
and
I
then
think I heard him on the freestyle was him and the Locks in them. It was I forgot what it was though. I'm gonna look that up though.
you may be right, but I'm just saying when I
That's
didn't
when I
hear him,
first heard
I didn't
him.
hear him on the mixtape.
But you might have heard him on that fucking "Can I Live" song though. That could have been it because that song was
was a
done.
Lock song,
That was a
too.
Lock song though, but
Yeah,
it's on
that
Black
was a
Rob.
Lock.
No, it wasn't that. I know for a fact it wasn't that. It was some real like radio freestyle type shit, and he was with LOX and them. But I'm gonna find it and I'll shoot it to y'all.
Shit, you got to think they went about time his album dropped. They probably were gone from Bad Boy.
Word. So
Nah. This was kind of early. I want to say this probably was like right after This probably was right after Funk Flex joint, the 60 Minutes of Funk joint.
Fuck,
After I heard
him
it.
on that. That was
Nah, he wasn't on that. He wasn't on that. But it was
then
something
after that
right
was
after that they
Big
dropped,
Cap.
and they was
Big
freestyling.
The Tunnel
I remember,
joint.
I remember that. I don't know what year. I can't remember what year. I remember
Yeah.
that the Big Cap album.
I'll find it.
Wasn't the 60 Minutes of Funk when they did the UC? Was that on there? Another song?
No,
with
UC went on there. That was the
It
that
was Bad Boy
Volume
joint on
2.
there,
No,
Volume 2 was the
that
one.
was the Wu-Tang beat with Mace.
gotcha.
Bad Boy
That
this
was
and
Volume
Bad Boy
2.
that.
Oh,
Always
gotcha,
talk, and then
gotcha.
what you call was that was Wu-Tang too. I got stripes in New York like Yankee uniforms. That was big. So that was on 60. That was on that.
I don't think
Volume
Black Rob
2.
was on
That
there.
was
yeah,
Funk
Black
Flex.
Rob wasn't
No,
on
hell
there.
no. Mace was being introduced.
Yeah. So you heard when Mace first came. I mean, when Black Rob first came out. When did you first, as far as when Woe dropped? Because that's his first. That's his first single that really got him out there. So when Woe dropped, let's talk about Woe.
That's that single that put Bad Boy, that he put Bad Boy on the back because that was a major single.
That's a big single.
Yo, that was a very, very big single,
Big
man. And that was at the time when Big had passed away, right?
Yeah,
Big
gone.
passed away.
Big's gone.
LOX was
On the
one
way
foot out the door.
On the way out. Yup.
Mace was going wherever, how he was doing it. And they was looking for something. And Black Rob just came with that single, man. And then the album was like dope, man. Like this was one of my favorite albums off of Bad Boy. And but that Woe joint, then the video, oh my goodness, man. It was like a very big situation for Black Rob.
And it's a crazy story because Woe was released in February of 2000. The story behind that is kind of crazy because I heard Stretch Armstrong talking, the DJ legend. He said that he heard Black Rob's life story a whole year in advance. And he like, man, why aren't they putting this out? This album dope. He was like, and then he heard Buck Wild produce Woe. And he was like, "Oh, I get it now. I get it now." They was waiting for that big single to come with, and that Woe, man, that Woe was running it. The video, everything. That was a big song right there, man. Big song, man.
Yeah, Black Rob he's a part of that wave, that next generation of Bad Boy wave, and I guess you could say he's the leader of that.
Absolutely.
Because that was after Mace. So now you got G-Dep, Black Rob, Lox is gone, Joe Hooker, Mario Winans.
Yeah.
That's that clique with Diddy.
Yeah, he had the lyric where he said on the remix of Black, because the remix had like a bunch of people on there, and he said Lox left, Mace retired, like whoa. Now I'm putting the label on my back, like whoa.
Yeah.
And then, which he was definitely putting his. So what does Black Rob mean to Bad Boy?
I mean, Bad Boy was still running shit because of Diddy's name he's the top dog now. So you lost Big, untimely demise. You lost the Mace because of whatever. You lost the Lox because of the issues that they had. So Black Rob might have been that next movement, the head of that next movement, but it just wasn't. It couldn't get past the past. The past was just too big.
I agree with that, and I thought about this a little bit, and it's funny because DMX and Black Rob passed, and they kind of came out in very similar, like around the same time as far as like the timeline. Well, I mean, when I first heard him, except DMX just bubbled more,
Yeah,
so he came
yeah.
out. So he came out. He came out before Black Rob's album came out. But it's funny because DMX was on those couple classic Bad Boy songs, and Puff wanted to sign DMX, but he didn't sign DMX because he thought DMX was a little too grimy. And I'm actually glad that DMX went to Def Jam, because if he'd have went to Bad Boy, I don't know how that would have changed his sound. So I'm glad he went where he went. But I feel like after DMX came out and he passed on him and he's seen his success, just like a grimy guy, I think that opened the door for like a Black Rob to be able to come out and him be able to more comfortable with putting Black Rob out. Because Black Rob was not the shiny guy. He wasn't the ladies' man. He wasn't like Mace. He wasn't flashy. He was a street guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think DMX's success actually opened up a door for Black Rob and other people that's more grimy to have success. And then G Dep come after that. You know, them kind of guys.
I mean, it's funny because, I mean, even though I don't know how long, well, X success was fast, I think, once he finally got in.
But it was huge.
Yeah.
It's a
like,
whole
I'm
other
just talking about the success. Like, I don't think X was shelved like Black Rob was, because the moment you hear Big talking about Black Rob, you got to think this lyric was probably created 96, the end of 96, going into 97.
Yep.
X came out in 98. I don't think X was on a label in 96.
Yeah, and I think it was 90. I think they fast track X.
Yeah.
You got to go. Like you bubbling. I think Black Rob, like you said, I think his album was finished at some point.
Yeah, he was waiting. He was waiting
set.
on his turn. And what better time to come when you lost a lot.
Well, he had to wait regardless whether he was finished or not, because Mace was coming, Locks was coming next, so he had to wait. For they was already established more.
Yeah.
So on Bad Boy, he would have had to wait regardless.
But they said he did a lot. But they said
he had to write his album.
Yeah.
Talking about Diddy. so he had to fall on all that.
That's what I'm saying. Because they said he did a lot of writing and producing on that Puff Daddy the Family album.
Well, he was only on one song.
He was only on one, but they said he did a lot of writing and production on that album.
That's the family.
Yeah.
Make a lot of dough and don't get a family shit.
Yeah.
Nah, but that was a bar. It's hard.
No, we ain't fucking with them.
Ah, man, but yeah, Black Rob, I feel like I agree with you, Taz. I think that second wave, when he kind of came to man, and it was like G Dep and them guys was under him. I feel like he was the leader of that wave of Bad Boy, because the only other big rapper was Puff. I mean, he was the star.
But this is what he wanted. Diddy wanted to be the top dog. Biggie going, Mace going, Locks going. He wanted to be that. So Black Robin was they weren't household names where they could overtake his name anyway. So that's why.
I think he might have gave him some street credibility too, Black Rob, because he was like that grimy guy.
Yeah,
he was the only grimy,
absolutely
guy.
You got to think,
because you can't make.
He was already moving though, dog. Like he had this is going against Death Row, niggas getting killed and all that type shit. So Diddy already had a name in the streets.
Yeah, but Puff was going to be Puff. Puff was out of here. After No Way Out came out, Puff was out of here. Everybody's not going to be a Puff. Like, that's how it's cast. But Black Rob he was a different kind of guy right there.
Yeah. Black Rob was dark, man. You can say what you want. Black Rob was dark. And he was nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, overall, he wasn't your flashy guy, whatever the case may be, and he was slept on to me. I just think that a lot of people wasn't really, really hip to him like that. And then the album came in.
It solidified him though.
Yeah, the album definitely solidified him. But like y'all said, that verse on No Way Out, you know what I'm saying? Like that, and just his overall appearance around, and the cadence and the people that he was dealing with, just took it to another level. But that Whoa, that shit was real. That shit hit like.
See, I wasn't a big Whoa guy. Like I like the song, man. But maybe because the radio spins, overdid it. Like that's definitely
when you know it's real though.
That's not my favorite song on the album. Nowhere close.
No.
That was a big. It was a big song. So. Whoa came out March 7th, 2000. Black Rob's debut studio album, Life Story, comes out. What was you feeling about Was you anticipating Life Story? Like, what
Hell
did you
no.
think
Nah,
about it?
we wasn't. Nobody was.
No,
Nobody was.
You got to think though. This is the juggernauts are back, big going, Pac going, but the juggernauts are Nas and Jay now.
Jay, yeah.
So like now he's competing up against them type of dudes. So like Black Rob, it was a good album that came out that year, but it wasn't. Ain't nothing you was really looking for. You got to think I Am came out that year. S. Carter came out that year. I mean, it was some shit. Like it was a solid album, but I don't think it's hard to compete against with them.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting nothing from
Bad
Life
Boy.
Story because even after I heard Whoa, I liked Whoa, but album wise, I just wasn't expecting. It felt like I don't know if y'all agree or not, but it felt like Bad Boy lost several steps. So even though Whoa was a big radio single, I wasn't like this album gonna be crazy. I wasn't looking for it.
I don't know if you could say like you didn't expect them to have any steps. After you lose what you lose, you lost
It's big
Biggie,
losses, big losses.
Mace, and the Locks.
That's a hell of a
Like then,
team.
how do you recover from that?
That's a hell of a five.
I mean, you had to
right
put
there.
the producer or the head of the label out there, and then he had a good supporting cast, but it just wasn't like I think their past is haunted them. Like there's nothing they could do. Can't pass that past. They couldn't get past my past.
Well, when Life Story did drop and you finally heard it, like what did you feel about this joint?
I think off the rip, like when I first heard, I'm my bad too, Ja Rule. So it ain't yeah. It's like how Black Rob, Ja Rule, X's out. Like it's just like
They moving units.
they moving fucking units. So I guess you got the European he dropped. You know he got a crazy fan base.
Eminem.
And then I guess is Nelly around that time too?
No,
He's 2000. Okay, all right.
yeah.
Well, that's a year later. But yeah, Black Rob. It just, I mean, the album was dope, but it just it was gonna be hard to get past all that shit.
Yeah, well, when the album dropped, man, I was pleasantly surprised. Like I did not expect this album to be this good. And I ain't even gonna say it's a shot at Black Rob. I just didn't hear enough body of works from him to expect anything.
You heard songs.
Yeah, but when this dropped, I'm like, yo, this album is really dope. And I think it's because he was coming from a heartfelt place on this album. Like, the songs was heartfelt. That Life Story that starts it out
My God.
after the intro, like, that grabbed me. When I heard Life Story, like, the world, that song was crazy. And I felt his lyrics. I'm like, okay, he talking about something in his bars, man. And that joint grabbed me.
Must have had Mama 9 mom drunk off wine.
Yeah, he got some joints on here, man. And I feel like you said, it wasn't Nas, it wasn't Jay, it wasn't big name, but as far as a hip hop album, that joint felt it stood up very well.
He's still gonna get the looks just because he on Bad Boy. So he's gonna get the looks regardless. So like he just gotta put out a good product because the motherfucker's gonna come to the product anyway just because Puff put a stamp on it. You know what I mean?
agree with that, and that's why even though I bought everything, that's why I bought the project off the Bad Boy name.
Yeah.
But after I listened to it, I'm like, yo, this album dope. This album dope.
You can also say Black Rob album featuring the Locks, Lil' Kim, Puffy. Know what I mean, Diddy.
Absolutely.
Like,
You gotta use those names.
Yeah, you gotta use those names. And he was smart by holding Can I Live.
Oh,
he was smart as fuck for holding Can I Live.
Whoever made that decision was
Yeah.
a great decision.
Yeah.
That was a great decision. But I mean, like you said, you got Life Story. You got Can I Live with the Locks.
The song off of No Way Out.
I
think that was fucked up.
I love you, baby.
That's the shit.
No, you don't. You drive me crazy.
You don't love me. Then he had all them songs with Joe Hooker. No.
Yeah.
You will
Whoa.
never see my face. Yeah, whoa. He had the commercial song with the girl.
Somebody told me
Carl
that.
Thomas on that joint. That joint was dope too.
The song with I think it's G Dep and Lil Kim. Was it S the Spanish joint?
Yeah, Spanish Fly.
Somebody's like, I was like,
that was with J Lo, Spanish Fly.
no,
Yeah, J Lo is on there. Yup.
no, I'm not talking about that song. I'm talking about the the one with
BR?
Lil Kim? No, the ESP something like that.
It's I spit.
It's Spatio.
Yeah, that joint.
Yeah.
Somebody said that last night when I was asking like, "Yo, what's your favorite song?" And he said that. I was like, "Damn, dog, that wasn't it."
Wow, that's your favorite song?
No.
Wow.
That's what he said.
No, he said that.
Yo, dude said that. He commented. I was like, "Whoa."
Wow.
Okay.
Had me like, "Whoa."
And Black Rob
He had some dope interludes on here.
He did.
dope, and the whole
Yo,
album,
the
like
PD tour joint was
yeah,
out
it was a whole dope. It was a whole dope like album. Like it was a dope album. Now I heard people like Charlemagne and a couple other people say, and Charlemagne said he'd been said this before Black Rob passed. He said that other than Biggie albums, Black Rob is the next best rap album on Bad Boy. Other than Biggie,
I agree.
album.
I think he's
I agree.
smoking the drugs that he's using the drugs that he used to use. No, this one better than Harlem World.
You think Harlem World's better than this?
Yeah, you fucking
Harlem
right.
World had some time. Harlem World had hits on there.
We could go-
but
we could go
overall
song for
album,
song. Go
overall
song.
album, this album's better than Harlem World. Makes my guy, but I just think that this album's
Yo,
better.
I think it's an argument. I think it's a fair argument.
Song for song.
I think Mace got only difference between this song and say
Mace got hits.
Mace got like 5 or 6
singles,
like big songs.
Yeah.
But like heartfelt songs, I feel Black Rob's album more.
I mean, rest in peace to Black Rob, man. I'm not gonna reach. Life Story was dope. Can I Live was dope. I Love You Baby was dope. You had Whoa.
You saying Mace's album is way better than Black Rob's album?
It's better than it. Fucking 24 Hours to Live. The fucking Why Is Your Girl Looking at Me? That shit was dope. The shit what song with Jay-Z on there? Fuck. Mace had
the
a
girl song. The girl song. I know
Cheat
what
on
you're
You?
talking
Yeah,
about.
cheat on you. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
But Lil C's,
Yeah, why you were look? I said that, but
that was
you know,
all right.
No, Mace has
Mace
great.
got some songs.
Mace
I
got
didn't say
classic-
double up, nigga. I said Harlem World.
Mace got classic, great songs on that album.
I
like
just think that overall
radio song.
I just think overall structure of the album. I think Black Rob album was better.
If I
a little
want,
better,
if I
Just a
want,
little
if I
better.
want to hear something that I can feel, I actually like Black Rob's album over that.
I agree
So
with you.
I don't think that's I don't think that's a bad art. When I heard that, when
outside
I heard
of
people say
Biggie,
that,
this might be the best album that they had.
I had this in my top 5 Bad Boy rap albums already. It was in my top 5.
I agree.
We did the Bad Boy. I'm on record. We did the Bad Boy episode.
this
is
one
my
better
top
than Money,
5.
Power, Respect.
Oh, this is better than Money Power. To me, easily, this is better than
You
Money,
hate
Power,
if
Respect.
I think I'm jiggy. This wasn't better than Money, Power, Respect.
No. I think this album is better than Money, Power, Respect. Easily. I'm not big on Money, Power, Respect as an album. As an album, I'm not big on Money, Power.
Money, Power, Respect got some shit on there
I
though.
love the locks, but I was not big on Money, Power, Respect.
I just the
think this is a
cadence
better
of the
overall
artist
album.
makes the album bigger.
I
You know what I'm
have-
saying?
I have
So you're looking
Locks at a high
at
level.
you're looking at Mace. You're looking at the singles that he put out. You're looking at his body of work overall on Bad Boy, and then you're like, damn, well I can't. Boom, boom. And I think it takes your respect for that Mace Harlem World album a little higher. You look at
Mace
LOX.
did- Mace
Hold on,
did
let me
what he's
talk. Let me
supposed to
talk.
do, though.
You look at LOX. You're looking at their work that they put out on Bad Boy as far as the features on different albums. So it takes your respect for Money, Power, Respect a little higher. But I just think that Black Rob of not having any of that potency that them two people that I just named for this album to come out, I just think that this album was better.
Yo, it's a hell of a dark.
You know what I'm saying? But it's neck and neck with Money, Power, Respect because me myself I actually like Money, Power, Respect.
So
because
this is also better than No Way Out.
No Way Out got songs on there. He got a little shit with Genuine. Then the shit got went a little left with me. You got
Nigga,
songs
like
on
we're
there.
not gonna say this got 10 songs on here. This don't have. It's not a 10 song.
I like
album.
this album.
It got 10
Tez.
songs
I
on
like
there to
it.
me. It got 10 songs
I like
on
this
there.
All
to
right,
me.
well, please make your playlist.
I get-
I no disrespect to Black Rob, man. That's all. I'm done.
I give my top 5 my top 5 Bad Boy albums and it was both Biggie's albums. It was Mace, it was Black Rob and it was Mace, Black Rob. And I didn't like Money, Power, Respect. I honestly
So
didn't like
so No Way Out didn't make it.
Oh, and then No Way Out. That's my top 5 Bad Boy rap albums. And I'm not mad. If I want to feel something, I feel this album and he coming from
Mace my guy, man, but I just think that this album was better.
Mace did what he was supposed to do. I'm
Exactly.
not mad
I
at what
just-
Mace
I just
did
think
what
that-
he was supposed to do.
See, but Mace, like I said, Mace just overall, superstar situation at that time just took him to another level that actually, me being a Mace fan, I was kind of disappointed with Harlem World.
No, and this album was released in
I was kinda
2000.
disappointed.
Yeah, 2000. I like Harlem World. I think Mace, as a superstar that he was, I think he did what he was supposed to do.
I just
in
think that
his
Harlem World
position.
should have been better. I just think that he should have had a little bit more harder songs on there. You know what I'm saying? That's just to me. And then at this time, you gotta realize when Black Rob dropped what was going on at this time. Like, it wasn't really nothing too much going on at Bad Boy. So me going into this album, I went into this album totally wrong. It was highly, appreciative of this album, man. This was a dope album.
They're a fucking R&B label at this time.
Yeah,
for the most part,
R&B was always super popping, so it was always hard.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying at this time, like Faith, 112,
they was out of here.
I think Total's probably gone or on their way out.
They're on the down.
Faith, 112, Carl Thomas.
Carl Thomas is popping. Yeah. So I mean, I agree. Well, I agree with you, Freaks. One thing that you said, I agree with you on. I agree that the expectations. Prior to expectations helped Black Rob because Mace had expectations, Lox had expectations. Black Rob ain't had no expectations, so all he could do was overachieve. So maybe that helped the way I like Black Rob because I looked at it different. So I agree with you. After taking that thought process, I do agree with you on that one.
Yeah, but this is not. I don't give a fuck if you put. Definitely if you include an R&B like a Bad Boy album, period, it don't reach top 5. But it don't reach top 5 for me with just bad boy hip hop albums.
Yeah, no, and all Bad Boy, no. Top 5 Bad Boy rap albums for me. It's in my top 5 rap albums. I got both Biggie. I got No Way Out. I got I got this, and I got Harlem World. I think I might have had this at number 5 when I did my top 5. But I like this album. I can't think of any other rap album that I put in there.
When you get a chance, just listen to it again. Tell me how many songs on there is dope.
I'm listening to it.
I listened to it last night.
I like
actually.
it. It's only like
it's one of my favorite.
It's
albums.
only like 2 songs on there.
Bad
It's
Boy.
only like 2 songs on there I don't
Rap
like.
albums.
For real,
Shit.
like really like 2 songs I don't like.
I ain't really get into all the R&B albums like that. I listen.
Bad Boy
I like
joints.
tracks. I like tracks with the R&B. But as far as my favorite
so
R&B,
112 had tracks.
Yo, I'm just saying my favorite R&B album on Bad Boy is Carl Thomas.
That's dope. Emotional was dope.
Yeah,
it's a classic. But
Yeah.
112, I think all of they main
112
artists got like a classic, at least one.
112 had 2, maybe like
Maybe
2.5,
three,
because
maybe
the part 3 was good, but
Yeah,
it wasn't the first 2 albums.
Yeah, 2.5, two, maybe 2.5.
Faith had at least 1.
Carl Thomas definitely had 1, but his second joint go too. But
What you call had at least 1.
yeah. Second joint goes as well.
total.
The
Yeah,
Keisha,
not like the
Pam,
first one.
whatever.
they Bad Boy got some classic R&B
Day 26
joints.
had 1.
Yeah, definitely. That joint was slept on way later in the game. So Black Rob came out. He went platinum on his album, which I don't think people expected it. And Bad Boy going 1 times platinum is like a light thing because they were moving units. So where do you think Black Rob's next album, BR Report, didn't come out to 2005? So where do you think it went wrong for Black Rob and his success and Bad Boy as an artist and all of that? Where do you think it went wrong?
It wasn't putting no push behind him.
5 years later, man. Like he basically shelved again.
Yeah.
Well, Black Rob came out and had success. Then remember, Puff came back out with the Saga Continues when he was trying to like revamp it and have a new lineup. Black Rob was heavy on that album, and they had that single "Let's
With
Get
G-Dep.
It." Let's get it.
Well, Child of the Ghetto was a good album.
Child
as
of
well.
the Ghetto is dope.
And that came out before BR Report.
No,
right?
after.
It came after. All right.
Child of the Ghetto is dope. I like Child of the Ghetto. It ain't really
But-
get no love like that, but I mean, commercially, I think it might have went. I may have went gold. I don't know.
You got to think
But it was
the
dope. though.
band came out before Black Rob came out again.
Wow. No, he got pushed back a lot. I remember I was in Atlanta.
No, you wrong, bro. Child of the Ghetto came out 2001.
Yeah, Black Rock came out 2000.
No, I'm talking about BR Report.
I thought you were talking about the first
No,
one.
no.
Oh, yeah. It came out. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it came out before the BR Report. The BR Report came out in 2005. But 5 years of hip hop at that time, a lot of things changed in hip hop. You got 50. That monster came in.
But
Like a lot of things have changed.
He wasn't remember Another Star came for Bad Boy.
Who's that?
Shine.
Right, Shine. So yeah, so Puff came back out. G-Dep came out.
Shine came out. Then the R&B joints. Probably 8-Ball MJG. They was signed to Bad Boy.
So you think he just got lost in the
He
shuffle?
got lost in the shuffle. Well, you never know what he's got going on.
Yeah, and I think
I think Shine just had tracks as well. That album wasn't.
Yeah, Shine joint was alright.
He's all right.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Shine's sound to me was an album. I know people that love Shine's album. Like,
Yeah. No,
that
it was a good album.
It was
As far
good,
as
though.
rap albums, like all them guys we named that came after that, none of their albums was better than Life Story.
I agree with that, but G Depths was dope. I don't take it over Black Rob's, but G Depths was. I think it was a little underrated, man, for Bad Boy. It was dope, but it wasn't Black Rob.
What you call was just as big as Whoa.
What?
Special Delivery.
Special Delivery was a hit single.
That shit was a
That
hit.
joint go. That just single remix
Shit,
everything. That
yeah, the
joint
band
Yeah, it was,
came
but
out, Loon
it
came
wasn't
out.
bigger than Whoa though. But it was just as bigger, but it wasn't big as well. Whoa was one of the biggest singles
Fucking New Edition, Bad Boy.
that came
I
out.
hated that.
Yeah.
As a New Edition fan, I hated that. But man, yeah, I think I remember 2005 when Black Rob and the BR report isn't bad. The only difference between a big problem with the BR report is the BR report didn't have that bomb, that missile, that
Was it
whoa
Ready?
to set it up. Yeah, Ready was good, but it didn't have that whoa type single, and they didn't promote it at all. It just came and went, and that's when I knew like it's a rap, like because by 05 rap changed. So if you ain't have a fan base built in and you ain't had that push, you wasn't going up against 50
But
and them.
you got the-
like
yeah, the names was just too big at that
they was
point.
moving too many units. Even like you said, you got Nelly, you got 50 at that point. You got
Ja Rule,
Eminem,
Murder Inc. is still-
Ja Rule, like they were just too big on the radio. It was going to be hard for Black Rob to really come out and duplicate that success.
I agree.
So and then he got locked up after that. He was in jail for 6 years. By the time he came out, it was a wrap. He did an album again on Duck Down, but his fan base, that Whoa Bad Boy fan base, it was gone, man. So Black Rob, I think we all agree, no disrespect, that he wasn't DMX. But as far as his contribution to hip hop, what is Black Rob looking back at Black Rob?
I mean, he was a part of a monumental rap label. Like I mean, I think Rockefeller at his height wasn't Bad Boy, but it's just like you don't really think about Black Rob. Like I mean, you should, but when you think about Bad Boy, them other names are gonna come up. Know what I mean, including Diddy's. So it's just like, yeah, he was on the label and he put out a solid project on the label, but I mean, a contribution. I mean.
I agree. He was on a classic label. I think Black Rob is one of them dudes in hip hop that you look back and be like, man, he was one of the underdogs. He was an underdog guy.
Yep.
He overachieved. He was underrated, man, because he was dope. He wasn't a superstar. He wasn't the radio guy. He wasn't
He was
the
well
forefront
respected,
guy.
man.
But he was a respected MC. Everybody say they respected Black Rob.
He helped stretch the label. You know, the time of existence. It didn't get after Biggie and Biggie dies, Mace leaves, the Locks leave. He helped stretch it a little longer. Know what I mean, it just couldn't. It's hard to overcome that run, dog. That run might be one of the biggest runs in hip hop, man.
Yeah,
or as a label, just because they had R&B as well. But
I agree with you 100%. I felt like you probably right. If it wasn't for Black Rob, it might have failed
It would
A lot
have been over.
quicker.
Right. It'd have been over.
I think he gave them a little more in the early 2000s. Black Rob pushed them in there.
He held it down. He put the label on his back at that time with this album. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you know,
it's hard to reach that height, dog. They was
yeah, but it was dark over there.
he made a reunion tour though, so that I mean, like
it was dark over
that's
there.
that's enough. That's enough right there.
It was definitely dark over there. So for him to keep the lights on was a good thing.
All right, now I gotta mention this. What do y'all think about when every time you see a Black Rob post on social media with the rest in pieces, you're gonna see also a bunch of, well, why ain't Diddy Puff help him out, and
That's
why ain't
gonna
Diddy?
happen. That's
like,
gonna
so
happen.
what? So how much responsibility can you say that Puff? Can Puff take any responsibility for what happened to Black Rob?
No, he can't take none. But I guess you look at it just because. I mean, Diddy in a good place financially, so maybe he could have. But are we gonna blame Duck Down? He was on Duck Down last. You gonna bring that as a label? So I mean, and like my Diddy fandom ain't what it used to be. So I'm not.
We know.
Right.
Well documented.
Right. But it ain't what it used to be. But I ain't gonna put that on Diddy.
I agree with you, Tez. But somebody that's damn near over $600-700 million, like reach out to somebody that was rocking with you at probably one of the darkest times, coming off of one of the biggest losses in the hip hop community, along with losing two pivotal people that played a big part in your label. I just think that my hands would have been more freely to Black Rob.
Do you
know what I'm saying?
Do you think Black Rob would call Diddy? I don't.
No, he probably wouldn't. But
No, I'm just saying. Do you think he could reach out to him? He probably
don't have a number on him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you gotta think like
That's some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying?
But if you look at it like, oh, he had kidney issues. Like,
yeah,
what could he done?
I
Like,
don't know.
I can't.
I don't know what you
He
can
ain't
do
God.
about
He
that.
can't come in the
I
fourth
understand
quarter.
that, but I just think that I don't know what it is, but something in
Should
me.
he pay for
my
his funeral?
loyalty?
I think he should.
Yeah,
but
my loyalty within a certain range would always keep certain people that I mess with like that. In good spirits, in good situation.
I got a question for you, freaks. Now, I think we all can agree that Black Rob contributed to some of Puff's success. Maybe not a big portion of it, but he contributed to some of.
out of the 700 million, he
yeah,
might got 2.
He contributed to some of it. But I'm gonna ask you this question, freaks.
5.
Now, Black Rob is your artist. Now you got people that's really close to you, that's your brothers, and then you got people that you do business with.
Yeah.
Is it if Black Rob's not on Bad Boy no more for how many years? 15, 10, how many years it's been? How people be in their own world. Is it Puff's responsibility to
not
find
really.
out what's
There is-
going on with Black? Because could it be
Keep close to him.
can it be easily thought of that Puff probably had no idea what was going on? He's he's in a whole different world.
It could have been outside, out of mind, but I mean, I don't know who his friends are, man. Like, I mean, he falls out with so many people. I mean, he fell out with everybody, and then they patch it up later. Business minded. You kind of know that, like he pulls a lot of strings. I mean, so it's like one of them things. Like, I mean, I think it was in the Locks' the best interest to befriend him again, but I don't think they really like.
Deal with him.
Yeah, like want to hang out with him or nothing. Like,
So is this more of Black Rob just being sick, or is more of lack of people helping him out?
But
We don't know about all that. Well,
I'm just saying,
I don't want to dig into that.
how much I want to do to
But
help
of
you
course.
out though? Like how? Like
No, because people, this is what the chatters on. Everybody's
Man,
like,
the chatters-
why ain't Puff pay for the funeral? Why ain't Puff? There's no way this should happen. Puff should have helped him out. And I'm like, well, I mean,
Man.
Puff's no saint to me, and I'm not saying he does everything right, but I'm just saying, how could you pin somebody's, health situation on another man? Though?
I agree with you
dog,
with
you
that.
gonna get the same shit. Like, God forbid, and I'm not speaking death on this man, but if a Rockefeller artist from in
I
the
thought of
past,
that. I thought of that.
they're gonna do the same thing
I
to
thought of
Jay-Z.
that.
But you see how Beans don't talk. I mean, the old Rockefeller artists don't talk to whole.
I actually thought about that. I said, if something happens, God forbid, happens to a Rockefeller artist, they're gonna be like, Jay should have took care of him. If something happens to a No Limit
Probably
artist,
will.
Master P, they're gonna be like, Master P should have took care of him. If something happens
be
to
like that.
one of Dr. Dre's artists, they're gonna be like, Dr. Dre should have taken care of him.
But once you cross
the
certain line, it's hard to go back across that line, though. You get what I'm saying? Making diss songs, shit like that. I never heard nothing. I never heard Black Rob say anything negative about Diddy.
Man, but I mean, it's repairable because I heard Jada say he throw a refrigerator on this nigga.
Word.
I mean,
Oh
but,
yeah, but with
well, Diddy, yeah, but you see how
at the
they
time
like.
because it was war. It was war at the time.
So
it
I don't
was
think
what it was.
I don't think Black Rob ever crossed that point. But I heard Beans make a diss song about Hov. But
Several.
yeah,
Couple. So we got DMX and we just lost Black Rob. I think it furthers the conversation about health, hip hop artists being taken care of, union. Like, can this move forward now? Because these is two back to back.
Yeah,
like
it's a conversation.
One
Can
thing
some
about
health benefits?
no union, no fucking CEO, none of them could do nothing with God's plan. So when he's ready to call you, you going. I mean, whenever he's ready.
That's
so
100% a fact.
it's just one of them things, man. Like, could it have been a lot pleasant? I mean, a lot, more pleasant that before he passed.
I think it's an idea. It's worth a conversation, and I appreciate the people that brought it up. But
it gotta be more than talk.
it got to be more than talk. It got to start somewhere. And for real, it's going to have to start from the top. It's going to have to start from them big guys that's at the top.
Yeah,
And then you're going to have to go to them young guys that's rocking right now.
They get money.
I think that's where you start at.
But they gotta come together though.
Listen.
They gotta come together.
These
That's
young
what I'm
boys is
saying.
getting
That's
money.
what I'm saying.
But these young boys ain't Diddy. They're not Hove. They're not Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
So financially, whatever the fuck Master P, whatever the financial they are, they're not them.
We know that,
right?
Which is good.
So right.
That's why I said it starts with them,
Yeah.
and then
But
that's who you got to.
Do you
bring
think
in,
they really
is
give a
which is
fuck?
the
I
young-
never heard it from them. I heard it from P. I never heard it from Hove. Never heard it from Diddy. Never heard Dr. Dre speak.
You
on
don't
it.
really hear nothing from Hove or Dre like
Well,
that.
yeah,
anyway.
well, you don't hear from Hove.
But
ever
you
since
know,
the NFL
you got somebody
joined,
like
but-
Styles P that's more conscious with health that brought it up.
Shit, that's because
which is
he probably one of them
understandable.
artists. Not to say he ain't got no money, but he's probably one of them artists that probably could fall in that tier. That could probably use some of that help.
But Styles P Styles P used other stuff outside of rap to really start to position himself to be good.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
his
Well,
juice,
but-
juice places
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the thing you posted yesterday with Royce. Like
Yeah.
he was on to something, but though, how you gonna ask these young boys who don't fucking study the game or know anything about what
That's
the
what I
fuck these
said.
niggas know about Big?
That's why I said it's a conversation.
What's the nigga that got on there and didn't even know the fucking verse?
Oh,
Was that Thug?
Killed his whole career. I want to
nigga,
say.
what?
Was it
No,
no? It wasn't
Nah,
Thug. Rich
Quan.
Homie.
Rich
There
homie
you
Quan.
go.
Right.
I think that killed his career.
He ain't been around in a while. That's kind of interesting. I forgot about
Killed
that.
his career.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like something should be done, but it gotta be like to the point where it's gotta get concrete now. Talking is done. People, this is not going to. Unfortunately, because our people was living in the '90s, late '90s, early 2000s, stuff like this is going to continue to happen. If they
Man.
don't get benefit, it's going to continue to happen.
Nigga,
though.
these niggas are living worse than them niggas was. Yeah. These niggas is doing every fucking thing.
You right, you right. That is, and now that you say that, they on the pills and that.
Like, I never heard Black Rock snorting coke, but shit.
They was drinking themselves into like the
Yeah,
kidney,
but these
man.
niggas, these
that
niggas
kidney,
is drinking and popping pills
Yeah,
and doing lean.
Yeah, they're gonna need a union too. By the
No,
time
yeah.
by the time they get 40,
shit. Yeah.
they're gonna need a union too. Because I mean,
But it's more of the conversations from guys or more the information from people that's in high, that's in high standards with their health.
I think
Because I think Royce made a hell of a point, and I think
did, he
that
did.
things like that should be listened to, and I think all that stuff is a conversation, but it's going to have to start with them guys that's well situated off the culture that's at the top, and then you're going to have to go down and get some of these young gunners
but
that's on their way.
But it starts,
and then everything will fall in
it starts
between.
with the big homies in the group. But then I think it has to go to like the Drakes, the Future, the Meeks. I don't think you could just go
30-year-old guys,
right?
30-year-old.
You can't go to Lil Durk or Rowdy Rich and say, "Hey, these guys," they don't give a fuck about that.
yeah, word. They probably don't even know most of them.
Yeah.
For real. So I agree with all of that. But I agree with. I think like the Dre's, the J's, the Puffs, the Masterpiece, whoever. I think they got to spearhead it, but I think they got to actually get the right people in position that can make it work. But they got to put the push behind it and put the right people in position.
Because I could tell
that
you
make
who
it
ain't
happen.
gonna come and spearhead it.
Who?
Lior.
Oh, I hope he don't. Man,
Shit, he benefited.
They made a lot of money off like these guys. Black Rob, man.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Black Rob. In closing, man, Black Rob, what do you think about Black Rob, man?
Just overall, like, I guess a trooper to Bad Boy community or to the Bad Boy label. Great album that he put out. Great first album to me that he put out. And just overall, like, man, good entertainer as well. Because anytime I see him perform that Whoa and other songs that he got, Special Delivery and all them, I never heard anything.
Y'all ever seen Black Rob live?
Yeah, I seen him at the concert.
The Bad Boy.
The Bad Boy
Oh,
reunion.
yeah. I seen that, but I mean, before
No,
that happened.
not in his prime.
So
No.
only at Bad Boy, he only performed Whoa when I seen him. In Brooklyn, he only performed.
But he was a part of the time, dog. Like some of the glory years that, I mean, he was of the time. I'm gonna say that. Like Black Rob was of the time. Like when hip hop was hip hop for me, he was there. So.
Yeah, rest in peace to Black Rob.
Absolutely.
I feel like Black Rob definitely made his contributions to hip hop. Like I said, he was one of them underdog guys. He was a soldier for Bad Boy. He held him down for a while. definitely did his thing. Definitely came in a dope era. And for that Life Story moment, I think Life Story is a classic. And I feel like
This is a culture episode, though,
He held
because
it down. He held it down.
Do Black Rob have the impact as all the other artists that we did episodes on? No, probably not. He don't. But it's just, I just think that Black Rob was he had a contribution in the culture.
He had his moment.
And he deserved to be spoken about at a time like this. You know what I'm saying?
Black Rob had his moment, man.
And I think that moreover, I think what makes this episode is that we just lost DMX. And there's two people that we know for a fact was on songs together, that dealt with each other, just was on a tour together. And it was back to back. So that's the reason. To me, that's one of the reasons.
And
for
I don't want to see more of this, man. I want to like stress good health, man. Good health, whether it's eating, dieting, taking care of your body, exercising. Because we got to stop this, man. Because
I agree.
Dudes is barely making 50. Like, man, this other people is like they live in the 70, 80. Why can't hip hop artists live that long, man?
Some of them do. It's just like he came over a time where he partied hard. Like, I mean, it ain't just him. Like,
there's a lot.
He didn't jump on it. I mean, like,
yeah. And then you just. Hey, man, you just see motherfucking Ron Osley, man, with Greg on this shit, man.
80,
up there still rocking. That should be in your mind. Like, damn, what was Ron Osley? But, like Ted said, it's your higher power. Your higher power got the last say.
But R&B been around a lot longer. So, like,
they was doing coke and stuff, too, though.
I ain't never heard Kool Herc doing coke.
Kool Herc is like 60 something, so he
right. But you gotta think this is like some of the founders, right?
Yeah, forefathers.
So if he's a forefather at 60, who's the 80-year-old rapper that's supposed to be there? He ain't supposed to be one.
I ain't saying you want to rap, but just be there.
No. I'm just saying. Who was the 80-year-old rapper that's lived that long?
It wasn't.
Hip hop was invented.
Hadn't grown that long.
Exactly.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Well, Black Rob was 51, man. He was a year older than DMX. So I just want to see more stories of people living healthy. I ain't saying you even got to rap in your 50s and your 60s, but just be there and be healthy, man, living a good life. I just want to see more of that. Hov is like 50, about to be probably like 52 or something.
So
now.
he's one of them.
Puff is about to be, I think Puff's 51, so they pretty much all the same age.
Busta Rhymes?
Busta Rhymes is I don't even think Busta Rhymes is 50 yet. He came in the game younger, I think.
Black Rob can rap though.
Redman just
one
turned 50.
Things I like.
Black Rob can definitely rap, man. Definitely dope.
He was
rapper.
definitely dope.
And somebody said DMX and Black Rob had the best verses on 24 Hours to Live. I don't know, but I think everybody.
Man,
that's one song. No. I'm just saying. I think everybody had a dope verse on 24 Hours to Live. I don't even know who could be my lineup.
I'm gonna go ahead and say there wasn't a whack verse on.
There wasn't no whack verse on.
So I don't know about the best.
It wasn't no whack verse on 24 Hours to Live. Tell me what verse on 24 Hours to Live is whack, and I got an argument for you because I thought that whole song. I feel like everybody killed it from beginning to the end in my point of view. But rest in peace to Black Rob. Condolences to his family, everybody that rock with him. Shout out to everybody that was there for him, that did hold him down.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Hip hop, show him. I believe he had kids. Man, support him, man. It don't matter what happened, what he went through. That man contributed to hip hop, man. So
absolutely.
Support him and hold him down. Rest in peace, Black Rob.
Yes.
Condolences to your family. But and if you haven't heard Black Rob's projects, go check it out, man. You might
especially Life Story.
You might like that joint. Life Story was dope. He had some all right projects after that. They wasn't Life Story, but go check them out, man. Condolences to Black Rob. Rest in peace. But we the Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go download, subscribe. We on all digital platforms. Go check out our YouTube channel, man. All our video content. Subscribe, man. We here. We ain't going nowhere. Yo, Pito, hit us with the fader.
Yup.
We out. Whoa.